Welcome back to Blind Grilling, and on this episode of Quick Tip Tuesday, we're going to be talking about storing your charcoal. A lot of questions come in about how to store your charcoal to keep it from getting wet and out of the elements. And a lot of folks don't like necessarily having to walk all the way to their garage and then all the way around to the back of the house. And having somewhere where they've put their grill just sometimes isn't conducive to leaving bags of charcoal out there in the elements. And so they're always looking for a way to store their charcoal to keep it dry and ready to use and easy access. So we've got a couple of options for you on today's Quick Tip Tuesday. And the first one is actually by Kingsford. This is a container that you can purchase at most of the big box stores like Home Depot or Lowe's, and they run from about $15, sometimes $11, sometimes up to $21 to $25, and it's by Kingsford. It does work fairly well. The only problem that I've had is that if the water does collect on top of here, while it will keep water out of the container for the most part, if it's a little bit wet on top, when you open it, water does get in and kind of flow in from the lid itself. And so that's been one kind of issue that I've had with this particular container. Other than that, it's pretty solid, not any problems. It is plastic. Sometimes they sweat a little bit in really humid climates, but I've had this in Tennessee as well as Missouri in fairly humid areas, and it does pretty well. And I use it to store other things other than charcoal as well. And so that's one of your first options. However, if you're a little bit creative and about the same amount of money, depending on how big you want to get, sometimes a little more, there are two other options. This one is a great value pet dispenser. You can pick these up at your just local pet food stores. It's got wheels on one end. It got a nice lid, kind of opens up on either side, and it will pop off. It's got a handle on this end, and it does really well also. And it's usually what I end up putting my charcoal in is this great value pet dispenser you can pick up at most of your big name brand pet food stores. And then I've got another container by Airtight. And this is a pet food container as well that I've used in times past. And a couple of things that seem appealing to this, but I'll caution you against. It does have a seal up here, and I've had this for more than 10 years, this particular container. And I got it at the Container Store. And it held up for probably 5-6 years with no problem, but now it's just not as tight as it used to be. So if I was going to keep this outside with charcoal in it, I would probably want to replace it. But it held up for a long time, and it was probably around the $20 mark or a little less. So anywhere from $10, $11 up to $25, $35, you can find containers not only by people like Kingsford at Lowe's and Home Depot, but I found it even more effective to go to your pet food stores, buy pet food containers to store your charcoal and be able to keep it out by the grill regardless of the elements of the weather. Hope you've enjoyed this Quick Tip Tuesday on Blind Grilling. Remember to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and remember, if you're looking, you ain't cooking.